guys talking? Hello?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it's working. Good. Good deal. I had to check my monitor. Hi, guys. It's Dag, and it's the Pixel Erasure team. We are 4 space goats and a human pet. And I'm the pet, obviously. But we're here to wreak havoc in WoW Cataclysm because we can. And we're going to be running...
we're good at it.
And we're good at wreaking havoc, yes. So we're going to be doing dungeon runs and stuff tonight. And that's how we are leveling through the content. And believe it or not, a couple of us have not been through the content before. So that's the reason we decided to jump on Cataclysm. Today is Son and Daughter Day. And Son and Daughter Day is about just celebrating the fact that if you have kids... And if you are a son or a daughter, you have a reason to celebrate. And I think that pretty much touches just about everybody, being a son
Just
and a
about.
daughter. Yeah, I think it covers everyone. Yeah, it's a blanket statement. So, hey, we're done with it. Okay. Where are we headed tonight, guys?
Random.
Wherever the breeze takes us.
That's right. It's either
Rando.
Zul or Stratholme.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, if we end up back at Stratholme, I think that was the one we had the trouble with last time. We need to kind of make sure we don't let that dude get killed.
Well, let's find out.
Yep.
We didn't go to Stratholme at all.
No, it was something else. But I still have a couple quests in
Did we?
Zul.
Zul'Farrak is where we went.
Okay, that one, whichever one. You're
Yeah.
asking me to remember names. Never do that.
Well, Stratholme's a very specific one with like story elements and a dragon that you can get and the whole deal.
Yeah, Stratholme, you'd
Zul'Farrak
remember
we
that.
are.
So I was
Yeah, I
trying to remember if we'd even been there yet, and I didn't think we had.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Zul'Farrak.
the
The guy we have to remember is the dwarf, right? We need
Yeah.
to
The
make
goblin.
sure.
We gotta talk to the goblin when we get to the big.
Is it the goblin or dwarf that blows things up?
It's the goblin.
Okay. I think we blew out of there and forgot to talk to the guy, and then he
after
disappears.
the stairway fight, we talked to the goblin.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I think
stairway.
the other dungeons, I think everybody else is too high for. So I think they're just defaulting us to Zul.
Yeah, Strat and Zul are the only two we can get at this level.
It's fine. I need to finish some quests and stuff anyways. I didn't pick up Gazrilla Scale last time for some reason. That was dumb. I've been working on trying to standardize all the key layouts of my alts so that my keyboard generally does the same things for everybody. You know what I mean? Like put the mounting button in the same place for everybody and put the, put certain kinds of spells in the same place.
Yep.
I used to have a very good, nice, tight setup where everything made sense, but somehow it's gotten out of control.
Scattered.
Where something's wrong with all the keys are scattered all over the place. And you can't have different key bindings, situational key bindings, as easily as you can in like SWTOR, so you really have to try to make them a lot more similar to each other.
Why does my little helper on my apps sound like he's a vampire?
Is he sucking
He's like-
blood?
Well, no, it's that spell is not ready yet.
Oh.
That's your your character's voice? I don't know. All the Draenei sound like that. They sound like they're from Transylvania.
I think so.
One
Yeah.
Sand Fury Shadowcaster.
Two Sand
Two.
Furies.
We had a unusual circumstance yesterday in the my wife's car. She pulled up the directions to a location we were headed to in Google Map, and then I guess also turned it on in Apple Maps, and the two apps were fighting with each other.
Who won?
It was hilarious because I was sitting there going, it'd start out and it would sound like the Apple gal, and then it would turn, it's like, just a moment, and then it would flip over and be Google. It's like, what the hell? Make up your mind, guys. I mean, they sent us to the same place, so that wasn't an issue. But it was like, yeah, okay.
I would have been laughing if they're actually like giving you wrong directions just because they were fighting.
Yeah.
Well, I'd had them like,
Oh, no,
don't
turn
listen,
left, turn left.
don't listen to that.
only.
Don't listen to that one. Go to this one. No, this way. No, this way. No, I said this way.
Pay no attention to the other voice.
The white zone is for loading and unloading only. The red zone is for passenger pickup. No, the red zone is for loading and unloading only.
We got the bugs in on us now.
Yeah, bugs are fine.
I knew this was buggy.
Why are you so sure it's a bug and not a feature?
Have you ever seen a six-legged feature?
Yeah.
Creature features.
Oh God, that's dating us.
I know.
That season's
okay.
Pat
coming up.
McCormick. Pat McCormick and creature feature.
That's right. But I'm willing to be dated by that.
At that age, I would have been willing to be dated by anyone.
You weren't old enough to be dated.
That's right. That would have been child abuse.
Yeah, Jeff and I were talking about kids shows because there's a YouTuber I watch who's this Portuguese guy, and mostly he just reviews other people's content. He's been reviewing somebody's shows about Mr. Rogers, and he's like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
had no idea this guy existed. This is so cool. You guys are so lucky. You got Mr. Rogers, and I was like, yes, I did. And I was telling Jeff, you're probably not quite Mr. Rogers' time, are you? What did you have? You can't be Howdy Doody people. You're not that old.
No.
And he said, nope, we had Captain Kangaroo. And I was like,
Kangaroo,
yeah,
Romper Room.
Captain Kangaroo too.
Yep, I got a
Smoking
witch doctor.
cigarettes and watching Captain Kangaroo. Now don't tell me.
Wait, who's this behind us?
I've nothing to do.
Somebody that wants to murder us.
It's a
Well,
witch doctor.
I'm not going to take that standing.
I told
Okay.
Witch
Murdery.
Doctor I wasn't loving.
Well, that's just it. He's trying to get you to
I
lay
told
down.
Witch Doctor you wouldn't love me. Nice to and then
But I
Witch
never
Doctor
heard of
didn't
Romper.
just-
I mean, I heard of Romper Room, but I don't think we actually had it.
Really?
It was a
Okay,
Sunday
Crow.
thing.
Were you a
Yeah.
doobie or a don't be?
What?
Were you a doobie or a don't be?
That was a doobie.
That show was for really little kids.
I need to drink.
I mean, Mr. Rogers was for really little kids. Tiny kids.
Hi, boys and girls.
I can remember watching Mr. Rogers when I was like 4. I have really vivid memories of Mr. Rogers.
We had so many jokes about Mr. Rogers. We were like,
He had an
None of
outside
them-
sweater and an inside sweater.
yeah. And the shoes.
Up there go the loafers.
Yep. I still do. We do that in my house, and I don't know if it's because of Mr. Rogers, but we do inside shoes and outside shoes.
Oh, we have inside shoes and outside shoes too.
The reason is because we have light colored carpet, and I was like, this stuff is gonna look bad enough soon enough without us adding to it by walking around on
Yeah.
You remember
same
Beanie and
shoes all
Cecil?
day.
Beanie and Cecil. Or from which?
It was a Saturday cartoon, man. Bay Area thing.
No.
I know the characters, but I don't think that I knew them. I think I just saw them in comic books when I was little. They were always on some sort of comic book, maybe even an advertisement for something. I'm not really sure. I know the characters, but I don't ever remember seeing the show. We had like Hanna-Barbera stuff, and Saturday morning cartoons were all like Yogi Bear and, you know.
Roadrunner.
Yep.
Yeah, we
always loved
had
the Looney
Warner
Tunes.
Brothers stuff, but also a lot of Hanna-Barbera stuff with the Jetsons and
Oh yeah, Jetsons were cool. Flintstones.
Oh, see, you really want to date yourself? Do you remember Buck Rogers?
I do
yeah.
remember
Yeah.
watching it. Yeah,
Yeah.
but that was a little bit before me.
now there was a Buck Rogers in the 50s and 60s
Oh yeah.
that was black and white. We watched the one in the 70s, the color one.
Which Buck Rogers? Because there was also the live action one.
Oh,
Yeah, the live action one.
564%
There's the
upgrade.
live
for me.
action one.
Oh,
That's-
sorry, I'd already. Go ahead and
That's
take
not
it.
good for me. So
I agreed to stuff so I can
Yeah.
like disenchant. So
yeah, no, that's fine.
No, we watched in the 70s. We had the live action. Well, the other one was live action as well.
You know what? You know what
the
cartoon
one in the
used to
50s
freak
was
me
live
out the
action
most?
as well. It's in black and white.
The cartoon that freaked me out the most was Clutch Cargo, because they
Oh, I
had
don't remember
the
that.
cartoon with the live cutout of people's mouths showing them talking.
are you sure you
Oh,
watched
God.
television
Remember
and
that?
not like?
It
That
was so
sounds-
creepy.
I mean, that sounds like a fever dream more than anything else.
Oh, it was,
Yeah.
man. It was just so friggin' creepy.
You know, I think that there's like a. I didn't realize that it was such a short time that the Sid and Marty Krofft stuff was out. Because we used to watch the hell out of that too. So, Land of the Lost and all that.
Yep, Land of the Lost was one of them.
Land of the Lost.
Lost in
And when-
Space. Anyone remember
Yeah.
Lost
In
in Space?
space, you
Oh
bet.
yeah, Lost in Space.
When I was a little kid, we had New Zoo Review too. It's the New Zoo Review coming
Yep.
right at you.
I remember that one. There was
You
one. I
can,
don't remember what the show was called, but it was half animated and half live action. Sour Grapes Club or something like that.
What were you saying, Corey?
I was gonna say you can thank Chekhov for Land of the Lost.
Oh yes. Yep.
Did Chekhov leave his gun there?
No. He was a producer on that show.
Yep. My dad used to watch New Zoo Review with us sometimes if he was home because he liked the lady that was on there.
Yeah.
There you go.
He said she used to swing on a swing and sing, and he was like, that's a very attractive lady swinging on that swing.
Well, that's like the gal
They gotta
that
throw
was
in something for the parents, you know?
yeah, the gal that was did the Romper Room, Miss Marianne, man, that was
Oh, there
Yeah.
you go.
It's like, yeah, my kindergarten teacher wasn't like that. God.
Well, we had Electric Company as well, which was awesome. Morgan Freeman was on that. There were
Okay.
cartoons that were put to songs that were written by Tom Lehrer on that. That was a fun show.
I could use a libation about now.
All right.
Yes, I'd be drinking.
I always looked forward to the Spider-Man cuts for Electric Company.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I always
Yeah.
I loved those, but I always wish they were more of them. It was just like
Yeah.
Yes.
it was like I didn't get
Well,
why I wasn't getting more of that.
I like the little, you remember Super Little Tiny Guy? I love that guy. And the song about the silent E, that's by Tom Lehrer. Who can turn a man into a man? Who can turn a can into a cane? It's elementary. It's silent E.
Okay, here's one. Mighty Mouse.
Yes.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Yes. Mighty
You
Mouse.
bet.
Have no fear, Mighty Mouse is here.
And Danger Mouse.
Yeah,
Danger
Danger
Mouse.
Mouse.
Well, that Danger Mouse was later, but Mighty Mouse was there. Yeah.
Danger Mouse was when I was a teenager, but I still loved it. I lived in the town where Danger Mouse was made. I lived in Manchester in the UK.
Penfield Stosh.
Now, wifey was into, oh God, there was a Speed Racer. That was it.
Oh, yeah.
Speed
Yeah.
Racer.
And
That was Ultraman.
Oh, that was the
What was
first
the
of the
one-
Japanese anime.
yes.
Wasn't the first of them. It was the first one that came over
Well,
here.
it's the one that was
Yeah.
popularized.
Yeah. Was that popular before Voltron and all the other stuff?
Yeah.
Or?
You guys
Yeah.
remember Clutch Cargo?
Mm-mm.
Someone already
Oh, God.
mentioned that.
Oh, okay.
Who was the guy, the adventure guy that had his kid with
I
him?
mean, Johnny Quest.
Johnny
yes,
Quest.
Johnny
yes.
Quest. We used to watch that all the time.
Yeah, my favorite,
And
the
Scooby-Doo.
one I would get up for on Saturdays when I was young, when I was like pre-teen, was Ultraman, which was I think it's called a Senjai. I'm not sure if that's the correct term for it. Basically, it was the Kaiju of the Week club.
Well, we had on Sundays in Colorado. I don't know how you had it in New Mexico, but in Colorado we had Sunday afternoons were matinee movie time, and they would show all the Godzilla movies and Mothra and King Kong and all those kind of weird movies were on
Yeah, that was like,
Sunday
Yeah.
afternoons.
And they had some
On Channel
odd
2.
ones.
they
I
did
liked
that in the
watching
Bay
the old
Area, too.
1950s science fiction.
Yeah.
You know, the kind that we are just getting to the concept of science fiction, and we're not quite sure what to do with it.
Yeah. Well, that's the day they would show those all afternoon on Sunday was those old B movies from the 50s. And then Sinbad, all the Sinbad stuff got shown that day.
Oh yeah,
and all
Ray
the Godzilla
Harryhausen
and
is a minor god.
all the Harryhausen stuff got shown on Sunday afternoon.
The women from Mars and all that crap.
Yep.
Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, the Golden Voyage
I know
of
everybody
Sinbad.
laughs
Jason
at
and the
special
Argonauts.
effects. I thought the Jason and the Argonauts skeleton scene was pretty scary, actually, when I was a kid.
I thought it was
And the
scary because of
Sinbad-
Uncanny Valley.
Yeah, the Sinbad had some scary special effects too. I mean, for what they could do at the time. I mean, you look at it now, you go, ah, but if you're a little kid and what they can do at the time,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was pretty scary, I thought.
But I've always thought, you know, since I'm in my role-playing phase, which I hope will never end, one of these days I'm going to have a character who's basically a summoner, whose god is Ray Harryhausen.
Sweet.
I make things out of clay and they attack you.
I like the old sci-fi
That's-
stuff that they used to do, like Sequest.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Excellent.
Quest.
A lot of that stuff was like one season of stuff.
Yep.
There was one called Arc 2. Came on Sundays. It was the first post-apocalyptic thing I'd ever seen. We're just like a fountain of weird knowledge.
We're a fountain of old people knowledge.
Oh come on, Geezer Patrol.
Geezer Patrol. That was my suggestion recently. There was a D&D meme going around where a guy was like, "What's the male equivalent of a hag in D&D? Because I want like a salty old grandpa and a rowing, driving lawnmower, a really old driving lawnmower, who just is a hag, but the male kind. And what should we call them? And I suggested Geezer."
Yeah.
There you go.
Coot.
Yo,
I mean, I can just see that. You pair that idea. You've got a southern, you have a southern version of Baba Yaga. And today I saw someone had done it was a tattoo they'd done actually of Baba Yaga's hut, except the top part was a Waffle House.
That's awesome. Oh, that's cool.
Isn't that the hurricane early warning system?
If Waffle House evacuates your neighborhood, leave. Because Waffle House doesn't close for nothing.
This is random, but my father, he was trying to do this, old person thing that all people do, which, well, these days, everybody just doesn't do this or that because things were better back then or whatever. We were reminiscing about some of the books that we used to read as children. And one of them was the Little Red Hen, which was one of our favorites for him to read to us. And he was like, "Well, I got that book's not very popular these days." And I went, "Dad,
No,
do you
it's
know
been
how many
banned
books
from the
children
libraries."
have? Do you know how many books children have to choose from these days? I mean, it is insane. Insane. The
Well, think
amount
about-
of children books there are now.
I imagine people are still reading The Little Red Hen, and here's why. It's
They
because
probably
when
are,
it
but-
comes to very young children's books, those things stay in print forever because you read the ones to your kids that were read to you.
That's true.
Right. But there's no reason they would have to, because there's
No.
a billion other books.
But if
Do
you
know
look
how
at
many versions of Bambi were created for my boys? Because they
I
kept
bet.
asking me, "Oh, Dad, read Bambi, read Bambi, read Bambi," and I had all these different iterations of Bambi. And because I got so tired of reading the damn book over and over and over again, it's like, okay, we're doing Bambi. Once
it
upon a
says
time.
Bambi meets Godzilla.
Yeah, well, I did that, and they actually
That's
knew
a
about that
cartoon.
because they saw it on YouTube.
Oh, really? That's funny. That was on MTV a long time ago. When MTV did other stuff. I don't even
Yeah.
know what they do these days.
I don't think
Sure,
they
Reality TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, low cost TV is what they do.
Okay.
Well, I mean, the network's all figured out that making money isn't about having a lot of money. It's about having more money than you started with.
Right.
Well, I know
So-
they tried doing an actual production of an actual TV show with Teen Wolf.
Oh, yeah.
And
Are we gonna bang the gong?
as soon
Not
as I clear
until
the
we
area,
clear
Not
the
till we
area.
clear the area, yeah.
Okay.
because I actually watched that show and it was actually decent for the first couple of seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I dinged.
Whoa, you popped.
Yay.
Boing.
Ding, ding-a-ling.
But I admittedly was very surprised that it was a MTV production.
Well, we liked our local show Teletoons better for videos back when MTV was doing music anyway, but So that was all. That was kind of our second to go to in our house because they were on all the time. But Teletoons was like when that was on, we would switch to that because they played all the weird stuff.
Here, I'm gonna bring an animal to you.
That doesn't look like a party to me.
That's not a party. Oh, I am.
I'm having a
I'm
riveting
hexed.
experience.
Okay. There we
Where
go.
all these shadow hunters come from?
They were
The
just
shadows?
walking along and they saw what was going on, so they were like, "We're gonna join the party."
I'll just toast them for a while.
Yeah, it was after 3 of them, and suddenly 7 of them showed up.
Yep, that's
And-
why we
and-
clear the area before we bang the gong.
In typical WoW fashion.
Because
Yeah.
that
Well, let's
happens
get 'em
while
all
you're
at once,
fighting
you
the
know?
boss.
Yeah, exactly.
I need to drink as soon as we're
Me
done
too.
killing this one.
I'm a mite thirsty myself.
Enchanting.
I'm still in combat. What's going on?
Yeah, so am I. With who? Or what?
Oh, now we're done. Now we're out.
Some
Now we're
enchanted
out.
evening. Oh, I need to drink.
I'm having boulder brownies.
Oh, I've heard of those. If you're baking anymore, let me know.
I got plenty if you need some.
I always need some.
Yeah, how much mana over 30 seconds are those?
Oh, you're gonna make me look this up, aren't you?
Oh no, 1392.
Yeah.
Oh, 1992. Okay.
Yeah, 1392 health and 1992 mana.
Yeah, my
Yep, they're
moonberry
nice.
juice is 1992 as well, so I have plenty.
Yeah, but mine doesn't. Mine is non. You don't run out of it.
No, it
Yep.
just disappears.
Yeah.
It goes bye-bye.
Yeah. Conjured items disappear once you log out.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if you don't want to use up it's not a
Yeah,
limited resource.
I wouldn't mind
No,
having mana brownies if
Yeah,
you
Nor
want to
would
make
I.
them up.
I'm not going to pass them up. I'm just saying that if I don't have them, I'm okay.
Oh, yeah.
I
I'll
would
get by
would
without 'em,
like
but-
them.
Yeah, exactly.
I would like some. Sure.
Okay.
If you want to
I'll
make them,
start handing them out.
if you want to make them, I will take them. Oh, why, thank you, sir. Mana brownies. Are these the good brownies? Oh, these are the magic brownies.
Magic.
Thank you, sir. Ooh, I'm feeling it now.
Uh-oh. Just so long as you don't get freaked out like I do.
I just actually
No,
sat
I
down
just get stupid.
My son made brownies for us one time. Well, he made brownies, but he had been growing his own stuff, and he had
Yeah.
he had the butter and everything, and he had no concept whatsoever how strong the butter was.
Right?
Yeah.
And so
Oops.
and I'm going down and I'm going, okay, I haven't had any for a while. I'm not going to go and like chow down. I'm just going to have one. And that one freaked me out. I was,
Yeah.
and my
dear.
son, of course, had never seen me like that. So he was like, I killed my
Whoa,
parents and my
little
whole
too
family.
strong.
My oldest son, who's like, you know, he's like, I got brownies, no problem. He downed 2 of them. He passed out in the kitchen. Literally
Oh,
passed
dear.
out.
Butter is too
Wow.
strong.
And my mom
You
fell
know,
asleep.
that's the thing. Back in the day, I used to burn a fair amount. And then I quit because I had a job where I had, random drug testing that I'd
Yeah,
prefer the
minor
drop.
details.
Yeah. And so I didn't burn for, I don't know, 10, 15 years. And then I ended up retiring, and my buddy's like, "Hey, you can burn again." I was like, "Cool." So
And
he
now it's legal.
yeah, and he fires up a bowl, and I have one hit, and I was just hammered. And I was
Yeah.
like,
Yep.
"This isn't what I used to smoke.
Oh
This
no.
isn't
It's so
anywhere
much
near what I used to."
stronger. It's
Oh,
so much
it's
stronger than it
horrendous.
used to be.
Yeah.
I was like talking to my friend, my friend. I was like, I can't. I made him laugh because I said I can't. I need to do the edibles. I have to do gummies and stuff because I can't smoke it. Because if I smoke, I'll just get right back on the nicotine.
Mm-hmm.
And he laughed and laughed. And he was like, "Oh, gummies." I was like, "I know. What did we do before gummies?" And he was like, "Oh, I mean, you know what we did. We had the pop can pipe and the apple pipe and the whatever kind of ditchweed there was around. Yeah, that's what we did."
Yeah.
It was disgusting.
Yeah.
Made me laugh.
I mean, I remember taking hits from my friends' bowls and just sitting around going, "Okay, when's it gonna hit me?" And an hour later,
Right.
it's like, still not hitting
We
me.
used to have bongathongs, where it was
Yay,
just like,
I
Ding.
leveled. I ding.
all right. It's like, how many consecutive hits on a bong can you take before you need to have fresh air?
Oh my
You know?
gosh.
It's like, oh my God.
Young people.
I know.
Well, they've got the brain cells to lose at least, I suppose.
Well,
So.
the funny thing is it didn't seem to kill me too much because I was doing, ooh, nope, that doesn't help. I was doing my engineering stuff, and it's like, it's all
Well, you
good.
managed to get through it, so
Exactly.
I don't like. I have to use it every once in a while to just switch up my medications. My fibromeds just sort of. I have to have a rest from them sometimes, and so I'll go for a week or two with the THC instead. And I always complain about it because I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm completely stupid. I'm stupid for 2 weeks.
The funny thing is my sister-in-law lives up in Oregon, and so she has quite the garden thing going.
Yeah. Yep. I've
You
got
know,
a
and-
friend that lives in Las Cruces, where Kurt's from, and his plants are 6 feet tall right now.
Oh yeah.
Jesus, yes.
It's like she quit growing this year because she had too much left over from last year.
Gosh, I believe it.
Yeah, Griff
I
didn't
think Jimmy
grow.
Buffett was lying when he said there's not enough dope for us all to get high.
Yeah, our son didn't grow this year because he had like a huge jar left over from last year.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
And it's like,
I mean, if
yeah,
your son's not growing, you probably ought to have that looked at. The pituitary could be a problem.
yeah.
Well, it's funny
Well,
because
he's 6'3".
I don't mind.
He's fine.
I don't mind doing it if I can do it with a friend. If I can sit around and just whatever with a friend, then
Yeah.
it's okay. But I'm not. I don't like doing it on my own anymore.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of weird. It's like a lot of the mind-altering stuff I'm not into anymore. I'm not
Just
into,
not as
it's like,
fun.
yeah, I'm not
Well,
into the drinking as
I
much
went
unless
on.
there's people around. So,
Yeah, me too. I went on a little weekend getaway with my bestie,
can we
and
can we pause for a second, guys, so I can do a bio real
Yeah.
quick?
Yep,
He wants to go take a hit.
yep, do it. We gummied
Um,
up, and so we spent our whole hotel. We were in the hotel and just laying down for the evening for our rest, and we were just completely ridiculous on our little gummies. And It was hilarious because I was telling her she's been reading Prince Harry's book, and I was like, "So, what's Prince Harry got to say to him for himself? Did you finish the book?" And she's like, "Nah, I had to put it down for a little while because he was boring me." And we laughed and laughed and laughed because I was like, "Oh my God, Prince Harry, you're so boring." And that was supposed to be the funniest thing we'd ever heard, so you knew we were on the gummies. I was like, this is probably not as funny as we think it is, so. But it made me laugh.
You keep
I
using
did
that
pick
joke.
up my
I don't think that's
Gazrilla.
as funny as it
Yes. Yes. I picked up my Gazrilla scale, so. At least I didn't mess up that part this time.
I was looking to see if I had any talent points to apply, but apparently I do not.
Oh, I'm sure I do.
But
I
we've
need
got
to get to do that.
our tank beating on someone behind us.
Yep.
Our tank is like that. We should
Well.
just let him have it.
They were coming up on you guys, so.
Yep.
Yeah, watching our backs. That's cool.
It was a trolling.
Trolling. Keep those wagons trolling. Oh, God, that reminds me of two things all at once. First, it reminds me of the commercial that they had for dog food. That was the Purina dog food commercial, where the little stagecoach come out of the bag.
Oh yeah,
Yep,
I remember
that.
Zip around the floor, and that always came on during the Disney show that they had on Sundays.
So, did any of you guys watch Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom?
Wild Kingdom. Oh
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Everyone did, I think.
Let's stand back as Marlin wrestles the anaconda into the boat.
I am back.
I used to when I did transcripts for a little while, closed captioning. I don't do it as much now, but I was doing it a lot. And I got to transcribe a whole bunch of those old Wild Kingdom shows.
Oh, that's cool.
And I was actually really surprised. They hold up really well. The science was pretty solid. And yeah, they did a good job. For a nature show in the 70s, not too bad, actually.
Yep.
I was pretty impressed. I remember telling Seth, I was like, Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, not a bad show, scientifically speaking. And he's like, yeah, that's what made me want to be an ecologist.
Made a lot of people want that, and Jacques Cousteau's show, whatever that was.
Oh, Jacques Cousteau was so cool.
Yeah.
Jacques Cousteau.
Everybody wanted to be a marine biologist after that.
Well, I just wanted to learn how to wear one of those aqua lung things, man.
Did you ever learn scuba?
Oh yeah, I did.
Me. I wanted nothing to do with the water.
I would have loved to be a marine biologist, and I was willing to brave the water to do it if it was possible, but I'm just not. The math killed my biology dreams, so I just couldn't do the math. But that's okay, because I am afraid of the ocean. I don't like going in the water. It's not sharks, it's the ocean. It's like everything in the ocean.
I tell you
water
what,
scares the
it's
hell out of me. And
when you scuba out there, it's like the old dreams you had as a kid where you were flying, because you're just sitting there floating and just moving along,
I'm sure it's wonderful, but
yeah,
dangerous.
my fear is the fact that I am in their native environment, I am not in mine, and therefore, if something goes wrong, I'm screwed.
Yep.
What I found out is they have actually solved one of the age-old questions about the ocean, and that is it soup?
It is, yeah.
Actually, it turns out it's not, because if you are allergic to shrimp, you can't eat seafood soup. But if you are allergic to shrimp, you can go swimming in the ocean because it's too dilute. So technically, the ocean is not soup.
Oh, okay. Well, I got when my sister and I were I think she was about 7 and I was maybe 11, and we got pulled out pretty far by an undertow and had to use our ocean swimming skills to get back to shore, which we were taught what to do.
That's a good thing.
And so we were fine, but it was scary, and I've never ever gone back in after that.
You know what's
The
scary?
ocean is very unpredictable and scary. So.
Oh, it is. I used to free dive for abalone off the California coast.
Wow.
And one of the scariest things you can do is like the abalone like to be in the rocks and everything right close to the shore and everything. So you're going through the kelp trying to find everything, right?
Oh,
And I can remember
sharks?
one time, no, I never saw any sharks that were bad. But I spread some kelp to go forward. Yeah, and there's a sea lion staring at me, bobbing up and down, and they are friggin' huge
Yeah,
They
they're
are.
big.
underwater.
Yeah.
And they
big.
got some long teeth. But, you know, he was just checking me out, and I was
He was
checking him
grinning at
out.
you.
And
I have a
was
story
just
similar to that. I was doing my checkout dive in Monterey Bay, and with my lessons, and no one else. I didn't have a partner that I was diving with.
Yeah.
So the instructor said, "I'll dive with you," and so we're down and we're going through the kelp and stuff, and a little bit of surge going on, and all of a sudden I see the instructor stops, and he's got this. I could tell that he's got a grin on his face, you know, and it's like, okay, what's going on? And then all of a sudden I feel this over my head, and I look up, and there's this furry little face looking at me. And
Nice.
it was a sea otter.
Yeah. And they're just curious, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I damn near spit out my regulator.
Oh, yeah. You
Why are you in my environment?
Oh
Sweet
God.
home.
I like sharks, but I just don't want to go in their house. But actually, that's not what's. I feel like they're
They're
not the
actually-
thing that scares me in the
they're not
ocean,
that
because they're
bad.
around all the time. They're
Yeah.
fine. There's people. If you look at helicopter rides over the ocean, there's sharks out there swimming
Can
in
someone
and out
mark
of
the
the
guy we're
people that
supposed
are
to
in the
talk to
water
at the
all
end?
the
Is
time.
that Wiggle?
Oh,
Yeah, Weagle.
Weagle? Okay. Maybe I can mark him.
that's this guy right here.
I'm gonna mark him with a diamond.
Okay. No, we got a diamond going.
We do?
There you
Cool.
go. Okay, the pink diamond. Excellent. Got to keep him alive, huh?
Yep.
I don't have a target. I need to target something first.
Now remember to drink between waves. That way you'll get to the bottom of the stairs with adequate mana.
Yeah, I was in the deficit before we started, so.
Your entire life, Jeff.
In the deficit.
Just in the deficit.
That's me.
Me too. Me too, dude. Rain of fire! I remember doing this fight on Peep. It was very fun. This is a fun warlock fight.
I need to get closer.
Probably fun for a lot of classes, but
I need a target.
Alright. Drink.
Quick drink.
yep,
Drink.
super fast.
Drink, motherfucker. Drink.
And we're off again.
Well, we were started off.
Yeah, as long as I start drinking before
You can
guys...
usually finish there. You can usually finish your drink too, and it's not going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Corey can hold them for a couple of minutes while you finish. A couple of minutes, a few seconds. Listen to me.
30
Lord.
seconds or
I got
whatever
this.
it
I
is.
got this, guys. It's fine. I
There's
got
all
this.
kinds of room.
Corey's
So
fine.
dumb. He's fine. He doesn't even need us.
Corey could solo this shit. Yeah.
What a
It'll
guy.
be fine. It'll be fine. Mhm.
I'm just going to see her arcane blast everything to death.
Yeesh. Okay. So and so's going down the stairs. The goblin. The gobbo. Oh, I wasn't close enough to interrupt. Sorry.
I don't have a target.
Our dude's still awake.
That's
And going
good.
to sleep.
Diabolic skiver.
All right, let's blow some crap up now.
Yeah.
Okay, here I go. Someone talk to him. Yay.
Yay, go for it.
This is me being stuck on mission.
Do it, man. Do it. There we go.
Yay.
Sweet. See, when you read the instructions,
Ah,
stuff works out.
What?
what's the fun in
Who reads
that?
instructions? Yeah, exactly.
I know, we don't read the instructions and we get in trouble. And
I
then we're
don't
like,
read no fucking instructions. Jeez.
We don't need no stinking
stinking
badges.
What do you think
Exactly.
this is?
We don't need badges.
We don't need no education.
We don't need no
All
mind
right.
control.
Oh.
Oh, hello.
Whoa, hello.
Hi, guys.
Basilisks.
All your basilisks belong to us.
Zoop.
Basic instinct.
Basilic.
A little iguana
Instinct.
love.
Hammers. I would take their skins.
All yours.
Could somebody loot this guy? Oh, never mind. After we're done.
We got a lot of snakes here.
Next.
Just
We need to
four.
fight them on flat ground so we can have snakes on a plane.
Why'd it have to be snakes?
It's Reggie. Come on.
Nand Fury Guardian.
Yeah, that... I can't loot that guy, so someone else needs to.
I think he's
Yep.
mine.
And the snakes are lootable.
Yeah, I got the
I
basilisk.
don't think they're skinnable though. Oh, they are. They are
Yes,
skinnable.
they are. Come on.
Sweet.
You get all the good stuff there, baby.
Shall
Give me some
Wing.
of that snake skin.
All
It's
right.
Crow's birthday, you guys.
Oh,
I don't
be
know if you
quiet.
realize that, but it is. It's his birthday.
Happy birthday.
Welcome to your birthday. It happens every
Well,
year.
thank
Eat a lot of
you.
broccoli. Eat a
He
lot of broccoli
finished
and drink a lot of
a
beer.
solar orbit successfully once again.
Again, yes.
Yes, the
Pretty
Earth
cool.
didn't fall off its axis.
And the best thing is like, my wife is like, "Go ahead and play WoW." It's like, cool.
Aw.
Thank you.
nice.
This one time.
Yeah.
Never again. This is it for you.
Damn it.
You have aged out of the system.
Sun Fury reigns
mean,
supreme.
They
You
really
see the
don't.
Supremes?
Feel the fury of my additional lightning bolts because you ain't doing no damage to these guys.
That's it. You're going down, Chief.
I got your soul right here.
Hey.
There we go.
Champions of breakfast,
Yeah,
Zul'Farrak.
we get the win on that one because we didn't finish it last time.
Yeah. I'll pass on the axe.
Pass.
I'm gonna greet it for the appearance.
That's what I'm doing.
Muggin. We're all muggin. Muggin.
Oh, that was good.
Muggin. We're all gonna be muggin. Muggin and muggin.
And I
Do we need
got
to do anything up here? No.
a pair of shoes that I already have.
All right.
Ooh.
Do we want to go turn these in? Because that's technically the last boss. And we can go get the quest and like roll again and maybe get into Strat this time?
Sure.
Or do you want to finish the rest of this?
No,
Like do the rest of the bosses?
We can bail
It's
out.
up to you guys.
I got the bag. Let's get
I'm
another
just
bag.
presenting the choices. Yeah.
I got a bag. I'm out of here.
That's
We gotta
right.
go to the front to get our questies turned in. I mean, we could teleport in and out, but I mean, it's not that far to just ride over.
Nah. Besides, we get to relive our past victories.
Yeah, and also riding is fun.
You don't get to do that in a dungeon very often.
Yeah. I need to go buy myself some horsies because I got exalted with Stormwind. And I need to go get a different tabard. I need to go get a tabard for the dwarves or something so I can start working on another rep. And I just
I
forgot
gotta
to
start
do that.
wearing tabards when we do this stuff.
Yep, you can do it for all the main factions, the old factions. I think you can keep doing it too through Burning Crusade, and I don't know when it stops working. Or if it ever does. I'd have to look into it, but right now, if you wear tabards in dungeons, you get rep. Extra rep to help you out in your rep grind.
Well, I mean, I don't
look.
think
I say
my
a question
guy
mark.
is wearing a tabard. Yay! What is he? What tabard is he wearing? He is wearing the guild tabard, so he doesn't have anything.
Ah. Well, there's no rep with guilds right now. But eventually, if you had a guild
Hey,
tablet,
it popped.
it would help you.
There you go.
I think I should have a nugget now.
A
Talent.
nugget?
Talent.
Ah, okay.
Look,
A
my
nugget.
ability to English has faded over the years.
All right, I'm going to leave this instance, and I'll await our next adventure.
So teleport out of dungeon, right? Or leave
Yep.
instance group.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I leave instance group or
Yeah.
not.
We're going to a different dungeon, so we should probably leave the instance group.
Okay.
I'm going to go to Darnassus really quick and pick up a Darnassus tabard.
So,
So you're telling me that the tabard I'm wearing isn't doing me any good?
Where do I get tabards from?
You
guild,
get them from the quartermaster for
Yeah.
each. Like a
Like,
Stormwind one is the
Stormwind's the
lady
main-
on the horse
yeah.
at the bottom of the stairs to go to the griffins. She
Oh,
has
okay.
a cloak and a bag and
Where do I look up
I'm-
my rep
tabard.
again?
Let's see. What's my rep going?
On your character, there's a reputation
Reputation,
tab
where
at the
am I?
bottom.
I'm only friendly with our guild.
Well, we
We've
still
been
like
meaning to
it.
talk to you about that.
All right. Yeah, I could bump up my Stormwind rep. That'd be good.
I'm less honored. This is weird. Why am I have such a bad reputation with our guild?
Well, you don't have bad
You're not.
reputation. You're only friendly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Because guild reputation used to just not raise very fast. It does now, but I'm only friendly with our guild.
I guess I should go
Wondering
get.
who the hell you are.
Yeah, who are you anyways?
It's his name partner. It's fine.
Who are you? I was
It's
the angel
because guild
investor.
reputation used to be lower to accrue, that's why. So
Right.
than it is in modern WoW.
Slower than it is in Watered Mow.
I'm trying to figure out what mounts I want. So, and then figure out what.
Horsies and kitties for sure.
Yeah, I may go back to Darnassus and get something from them.
I've got a kitty already, but that was from purchasing something special, some package.
Yeah, and I've got a horsey. Actually, I have 3 horses.
Yeah.
2 of them are on fire.
Yep. But you're a human, so you should be able to get all the horsies without any rep.
Yeah,
Additional
that's
rep. So if you want Ellies or kitties or robot chickens or rams, you're going to have to...
So you have to be honored to get everything, or exalted? To
Exalted. You got to be
Okay.
exalted to get
Get
those.
stuff? I got a
men.
ways to go then.
Let's see. We'll pick up my... Who wants a Darnassus tabard? I can just pick one up for you.
I would like one,
Yeah, I'll take one
Sure,
too.
give me one.
Okay.
please.
Please.
Miss Moneybags.
They're only 8 silver.
Oh my God, that much?
And I'll pick up a Gilneas one for everybody too.
Cool.
Because why not? You know?
Why not?
Why not?
Because why not?
And I think it's a good time to take a break. So we've
Yeah, I
been at it
need
for an
to
hour.
get
Yeah.
a beverage.
Yes, I could use an adult beverage this evening. And toast to Crow, right? You know.
I am
gonna get-
adulting. Thank
Good.
you.
Well, yeah.
gonna get a
I gave
baby
up
beverage.
adulting a long time ago. I'm just kidding now. So,
Ah,
all right,
sorry.
guys, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
No, wait, you didn't understand. They're not for you. Right. Got it. So,
Keeps talking
we're
to her
having
dog in
snacks.
case you're trying to figure it out. And oh, My Murloc's given up the ghost. That's sad. Oh no. My Murloc. He says, I squeeze him and he doesn't. There he goes. Okay.
So, are we ready to play?
Yeah,
Yes.
close enough.
Yeah.
I'm just dancing here.
Hold on a second.
I'm waiting for Jeff to say we're back.
Oh, we've been back.
Okay.
Oh. Ha.
We've been back for the last 5-10 minutes. Here we go.
Dun da da.
Random dungeon. And it is. Strat.
Strat. Okie doke.
Yes.
You guys want tabards first?
Yeah. Actually,
yeah.
I've got on the one from Stormwind, so.
Well, I got the Stormwind on, so thank you. But you can give me the others.
Yeah.
That.
I'm so excited.
Yes, I can see you bouncing up and down with joy.
It says item will not be traded.
Oh.
Oh crap! They're soulbound.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Well, we'll just have to go get our own.
Yep.
All right.
Sorry about that.
Bummer.
Well, I'll send you some silver for the ones you bought for me.
Ah, don't worry about it. There were 8 silver and 9 silver apiece. It's not a big deal.
Okay,
All
there's
right,
a
let's
quest
see
here.
what we're gonna do here. Let's mark some people. There we go.
Liquid gold.
Oh wait. Liquid gold. Okay, off with me.
Vial of
Yeah.
Stratholme holy water. Okay then.
I don't
There's a whole
know
bunch
as
of
I've
quest
ever
spread
run
on the
this
inside,
actually.
too. It's kind of a lot. We probably won't finish it tonight, but that's okay. There's
I've
a lot
ran-
of quests.
Especially if you
Yeah, I
like
ran-
try
I
to
ran
find
it,
the
but it was a
mailman
long,
and
long
stuff
time
like that. Because there's like 3 more quests inside once we get through this group here
Yep.
in front of us.
Oh yeah.
And you got to be careful because you can really easily wipe. There's so many mobs in here. It
Some
is
of us. Okay, I was gonna say I almost got locked up. There.
ridiculous.
I need to target something first.
All right, take that.
All right, we're done. Well, that was a cool dungeon. Uh-oh.
Yeah, that was great, man. I love that one.
No tampering with the male. No
Apparently,
tampering
I
with the
hit the-
female either.
I saw a post box and so I decided to see if it worked.
Hey, hey. Mr. Postman.
I must have used the wrong stamp or something, you know?
Mr. Postman.
We got a postman. We got
Work.
to stamp out evil.
It in fact did work, just not the way you expected.
All right, I gotta have a sip or two here.
Yep, me too. I forgot about the post office box stuff.
Sorry.
I clicked it as well. I was like, what's going on here? Oh, yes.
Well, thank God it wasn't me clicking on something.
But
for a
isn't there
change.
something you're supposed to get from the post box? Like it to summon a special boss?
I think so.
Yeah.
But it's much further in. It's not this
No, I
box
think you
here.
can do it at any. I think you can do it in any box.
Hmm.
I don't remember though. Let me look it up.
Oh, I've got something not working here.
Stratholme mailboxes.
There we go.
Post Malone is what we're after.
Pretty much.
Just look for a guy
No.
with tattoos on his face.
No, this guy was named this probably when that guy was in diapers. So
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, but that's only proving that they were psychic and could see the future.
yeah,
Either that or
that's it.
his parents were into WoW.
that would be weird, and I think it's a stage name.
Both can be true.
Yeah. It's like naming yourself a number. It's just strange.
I mean, you know,
People pick weird
Prince.
stage names. What are you gonna do?
They
Yeah.
do.
That's what they do.
Or fictitious symbols that
It's a
don't
thing.
mean anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the reason Prince did that was it was pronounced Prince. He was just trying to copyright it. He was basically he was having a dispute with somebody else about trademarks and copyrights. And you know, obviously, you can't trademark a name. You can trademark a symbol.
Wait, where'd you guys go? In the house?
In
Yep.
Go inside
Just
the
to the
church.
right.
There's a bunch of quests.
Oh, okay. It's like all of a sudden, I was all by
So
myself.
we
It's
should
like, what the
probably.
hell?
You should review these quests because they explain a lot of lore.
Yes.
Hey there.
There's a blacksmithing plan in here somewhere. Nobody's a blacksmith though, right? I think it is
my
bind on
alt.
pickup.
Yeah, my alt is.
Yeah,
just-
but I don't think you'll be able to give it to
No,
him.
probably not.
But it might be that I'm remembering incorrectly. So I hope so, because then you can give the thing to your blacksmith.
All right. I got all 4.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm still working on it. Hold on.
He's reading the quests.
I'm a
Well,
slow
that's a
reader.
good thing.
Fun to read the quests.
Kill the Black Guard swordsmith. Warriors,
All
weapons
sorts of
of war.
scourge stuff in here.
The Scourge are adept at forging powerful armaments for their soldiers, making it difficult for our men to kill them. There are blacksmithing plants near the Baroness and Anastari's ziggurat.
Wow,
That
we got
their
a.
chief swordsmith plans to use for an
pyramid to go
extremely
up?
powerful
That'd be
weapon
cool.
for Lord Aris. Blah, de blah, de blah. Okay.
You should remember to heed the Persian general's warning that smoking cigarettes are hazardous to your stealth.
Yes. Especially
But
if you pull too many of
cigars and
them.
joints are okay.
Oh, boy.
That's an ancient history joke.
Hmm.
That's why it's funny.
I'm seeing some bad guys.
Down there. Oh, do you want a minty fresh healthstone?
I would like one, please.
Yes, I shall make one.
Yes, sir. Please, sir. May I have some more?
Renewable resources, the word I was looking for about half an hour ago.
Did you find it?
Thank
yeah,
you.
otherwise I wouldn't have been able to speak it.
Got it. Anyone else in need of a minty fresh health stone?
I could use one, I guess.
They're delicious and nutritious.
Wow, I just got 3 servants of the House of Barav that will fight, cook, and clean for me.
Nice.
How did you get that?
Some kind of a trinket that I found.
Yep. I had it too. The Barav servant collar.
Yeah.
Is what they look like.
Yeah, I have one as well.
And I'm looking through my stuff now. Is it in
Oh, I
your,
thought maybe
is it
they
in
were
your
like
bags?
the little kids over in.
It's a trinket
Goldshire.
that you would have equipped on your character if you got it.
Ah,
It's the only
Put that on
trinket
my
I have
bar
at this
somewhere.
point, you know? So,
I have no trinket like that.
Are we ready?
Yep.
Mhm.
I am.
after my last thing, my flame strike is so much more effective.
This one's fun for paladins because undead are just really fun to kill as a paladin.
They kind of make you go through this when you're going through the Legion class hall thing, because that's
Yeah.
the last
Yep.
time I went through it.
Yeah.
Yep. A holy power does a little bit of extra damage against undead, so it's fun. I think it does anyway. It did at one point. I don't know if it does in Cata.
It should.
Yeah, I think so.
Uh-oh, bugs.
Bugs. Spiders. This.
Ghouls and bugs.
Mm-hmm.
What do you find in that crate?
We gotta
Nope.
open these crates for holy water.
Oh, the liquid gold.
So whenever there's a crate, we gotta bust open. It might be holy water, but it might be rats that are trying to eat us. I'm gonna reserve mana and only heal. I'm not gonna be helping with any fighting.
Be that way.
Oh, what do
Sorry.
we got? Got a spitter or a spider over there spitting at somebody.
I'm out of range.
Really?
Yeah. The
Nope,
screecher.
here come a bunch of other ones. This bitch keeps trying to get me. Can somebody sheep her or something? Oh, she's a ghoul. God damn it.
Yeah.
Can't do anything with them.
Right.
I've been silenced. My ass is silenced.
Alright. Shit's getting real. God
Oh,
damn it.
where's my health going?
Let's go. Come on. I'm having I'm having trouble.
I am out of mana. Woohoo.
The hell? You're not allowed to silence me.
Absorb? That's bullshit.
I need to get closer.
Crow, do you have access to a shield?
Hmm?
Crow, do you
Yes.
have access to a shield? Will you please put one on Corey?
Let me see what I got. Put it on who?
Corey.
You should have it on your bar. And you should put it on Corey, please. You should
I'll
have it for
try.
yourself. If you have access to it.
Let's see what I can do here.
Or really, somebody's
I'm
gonna
about to
die.
go.
You go.
I'm out of mana, you guys.
I
I'm out
died.
of health.
Not yet.
Yep. I can't do anything except hit stuff with a wand.
Who is
Okay.
this bitch anyway?
The Wailing Banshee?
I don't know why we're all the way down there when there's all this stuff over here. Did we get like a patrol or something?
The fuck's going on here?
We're just getting zerged, that's all. We're getting zerged, dude. Zergy zerg. Shit. And I keep getting silenced.
The fucking goddamn crawler is all the way over there, and he just won't follow along.
Yep, I know. I gotcha. Sorry, bud. It's just you. It's all
Well,
you. Well, we're all
made
dead.
it.
Okay.
We're all dead.
Well, if you don't wipe in strat, are you really stratting?
You're not stratting enough. Not stratting hard enough, right?
Not if you don't die at least once. Probably several times. They're just a lot of mobs, and they do bullshit tricks like that, silencing you, and
I gotta have a mana brownie here, guys.
me too.
Man, I ran out of mana so fast in that fight. It was like, what
I
the
didn't. I
hell?
actually did pretty good on mana, but yeah. Yeah, put your shield on your bar there, Crow, so that you
Yeah, I
can use
got
it on,
power word
mostly so you
shield.
can use it on your
Yeah.
mostly you'll use it on yourself, but in emergencies you can throw it on the tank and
Yeah, I got it
help out
on
a
a
little bit.
different. I gotta put it on a button instead
Yep.
of a secondary.
Yep. Put it on a button.
I've got it right now. I've got it right next to Gift to the Naru.
Woohoo!
Oh, you know what it is? It disappears when I'm shadow form.
So you have to go back into shadow form.
No, if I go shadow form, I don't see it.
Aha.
But if I'm not
Interesting.
in shadow form, I can see it.
So if you have to use it, you have to pop out of shadow form.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a macro.
Well, I can do a fair amount of damage when I'm not in shadow form. So
Yeah, but
maybe
you want to
that's what
stay
I'll
in.
do.
No, you want to stay in shadow all the time.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I got
Period.
holy fire and all that good shit going on right now.
You're a
so
shadow priest.
I
None
am.
of that's going to be helpful to you.
Okay.
You gotta only go out of it when you have an emergency like that where you need to help with healing.
Okay. So, God, I'm gonna have to think about this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Gotta use strategery.
Strategery. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I cast a soulstone on you, by the way, Peep.
Thank you.
Oh.
Yeah, we just got we got zerged. We got too many mobs and they were being mean, silencing us, and
They were being very mean.
Not
They were super
pulling
mean.
over into areas that were already clear.
Okay, we got a
All right,
couple
wait,
guys.
wait a second. I gotta
Yeah.
re-tag this guy. Oh, he's tagged. Okay.
So there's mobs in this whole little square across the way that need to be, like, we need to murder absolutely everything.
There's a screaming banshee. Oh, it's okay. It's going the other way now.
Well,
Those are
that's
the
the
ones
one. That's one of the ones that annihilated us last time.
yeah.
Yeah, they're mean. I try to interrupt them as much as possible, but
I don't think. Can I
and
do
I think
anything
the
with them?
bats are the ones that silence you. No, they're undead, so
Yeah, they're not demons.
there's no
so,
demons. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do anything with these guys. Sorry.
Yeah, they're all undead.
I might
Our
be able
crowd
to.
control is going to be limited.
I might be able to use my succubus.
I mean, the priest can do a control undead. They have a control undead spell, but I can't remember what it's called.
That's what I'm looking
And
for right now.
you shouldn't have to leave shadow to use that.
That's what I'm looking for. I gotta.
It's called trap undead or snare undead or.
I don't have
something.
that yet.
Spear undead.
Annoy undead.
Look, Mom, I'm undead.
Yeah, I don't have
Commit
that
fraud on undead.
yet. Commit fraud. There we go. That's what I want to do.
Defraud undead. Scam undead.
Yeah.
Prank call undead.
That's called identity theft.
It's. I've got
To target something first.
I've got something from a Nigerian prince that will help.
Yes.
Yep. There's also Ding Dong Dash undead, which is always entertaining.
God. Ding Dong Dash. I love that.
Now we got a banshee just waiting barely out of the area there, so be careful.
Yeah, I see her.
One of the
she's
bosses that we have to kill is down on the right, and one of them is down on the left. I don't think there's a particular order to this.
No,
I think you
there
just
isn't.
kill stuff however you want to do it. So
Which way you want to lurk?
I do not care which way we go. I'm gonna leave it up to the tank.
Yep. Follow the
leaving it up
bouncing
to you.
star.
Tank wants revenge on that banshee again.
Yep.
One of them on the crawler who won't fucking pull.
Yes.
I'm trying to take out the banshee.
I'm going to get the crawler before I go to the banshee.
I'll have the banshee taken care of before the crawler.
Excellent. That's what I want to hear.
And now she goes immune. What the hell?
Well, she cast anti-magic shell, and I thought I stopped it, but I guess not.
Okay, she is gone. Now we just got ghouls.
Ew.
Sweet.
Ghoul singular.
There we go.
go.
That's the way it's supposed to go down.
Okay, I need to eat a brownie.
Okay.
Make sure you're picking up the essence if you can.
Yeah, where the hell is it? I can't see it anymore. Oh, there it is. Okay.
You'll get it. Just don't not loot anything. Don't forget to loot the loots.
Be a looter.
Be a loot. The world needs more loots.
Yeah. Hey, look, there's another banshee hanging off to the right.
Yeah, that's a boss that we
The one
gotta
on the
kill.
steps.
The one on the steps, yeah.
No,
We
no,
need
I'm
to
looking at
clear
the
the
one
whole.
to the right of that. There's
Yeah,
a
we
little
gotta.
banshee.
Yep, we gotta clear this whole area. This whole freaking area. under the stairs. Pretty dangerous because of that stupid bat.
I got your bat right here.
Trying to stay out
Yes,
of their
when you're
silencing
using
zone.
mouthwash, don't forget to gargoyle.
Well done.
What a-
Nice.
Yeah. Two-handed swords are not really my thing.
Yeah, priests aren't much of a sword for.
So, I think, Crow, you can maybe use your Shackle Undead on that Banshee. Once
me
we get
see.
over there. Once we get over there.
Which
Not-
banshee?
don't-
Oh, the
on the right.
Yeah. Okay.
On the right. She's got all those the necromancers around her.
I can
Once
sheep that
Corey gets us
necromancer.
over there, because he'll probably want to take that spider first, I imagine.
The necromancer,
guessing.
I think, is sheepable.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. That's true. That's true.
Well,
There
you
you
I'm gonna
guys
go.
let me
I'm
know.
gonna try it.
You gonna do the spider on the left first, Corey?
Yeah.
Or no? Okay.
Oh, that one at least pulled.
Yeah, thank goodness. He's not one of the mana ones. So.
Okay.
All right. So you're gonna have to resheep that mob, but the one with the X on it, Crow, is where you can try your
know.
Shackle Undead.
I can do the shackle.
Yep.
So
And I'm gonna.
I'm in range.
make
You
sure that
ready?
I'm ready.
Yep.
Got
Let me
my
know.
totems out, and I'm ready to go.
She's shackled.
Woohoo! Look at that. Well, how about that? We got a priest with us. Even if it's a shadow priest, them undeads, they sure don't like that. They don't like them priests. Who doggy? Them shadow priests are still too holy for them undead, you know what I mean?
All right, you guys
They're
ready for the
shadowy,
bad
but
one?
they still got some light in them. Yep, ready. I imagine this next one, I'm going to be playing my Void Elf quite a lot. Because we got a Voidy story going on. with the
Okay,
war
well
within.
that worked out pretty well, didn't
That was
it?
great. Yeah, that was really good.
So I'll have to keep that in mind. What we can do on these banshee
That was
bitches.
good, y'all. It was good.
You want to go ahead and shackle her, and I'll try and pull those necromancers over off to the left.
Shackled.
Thank you.
Nice.
Get a target.
Nice one. Uh-oh, we got
We're bringing some
moves.
ads in.
Okay.
They just saw you and they were like, what?
It's a party.
Those guys ding-dong dashed me. I recognize those adventurers. They dinged my doorbell and then they ran away. It sucked.
Oh, damn it! I shackled her.
I know, but it
Okay.
breaks eventually.
Yeah, she
Well,
broke out.
Yeah,
It just runs out of time.
I think
No, I
I
reshackled her, but that's okay.
yeah,
We got her now.
my shield pull hits multiple things, and so unfortunately, she was one of the things it hit.
Yep.
That's okay.
This
I
is a
just
nice
trying to help
base.
us out and reshackle her, but it's like,
I'm going to grade this for appearances. So
you greedy girl, you.
if you want it, need it. If you need it, need it. I'm greeting it for the transmog for the appearance.
Okay,
Okay,
do you
there's
want me
a
to?
box over here. We got it open. Get ready for rats. Nope. Nothing. Okay. Oh, no, it's rats. It's rats. I got all my banshee essences.
My demon takes care of the rats. He's
Yep.
an exterminator.
Yep.
Okay. Do you want to catch that banshee on the left before we take the boss?
Yeah.
All
And
right.
there's a whole group of them over there. Stuff
I
over
see
there.
the ones on the left, so let me get up where I can.
Let the tank mark who he wants sheeped first.
Who do you want sheeped?
Dipped.
Okay, from my point of view,
Yeah, that's okay. It
The
works.
skull is always the target, and never
well,
the
right,
sheep.
but they were lined up
fine.
one on top of each other.
I know.
Couldn't tell which
I know.
It was
which.
fine.
It's fine. It worked. It worked out just fine. It worked out okay. Let's make sure that we all are at top mana before this boss, by the way.
Here comes the
This
Okay,
place
she
is
puts up her
actually...
anti-magic shell.
Yeah.
Why is
She's
she
still-
immune?
She's not. She's just
She puts
putting
up an
her
anti-magic
shell.
shell, which makes her immune for a couple of seconds.
But she's not immune to Corey's sword. So we're still doing damage.
All right.
She's just immune to magic stuff.
Allergic.
For
I like allergic.
She's
Yeah.
allergic for a brief period of time.
All right. Let me get some sipping in.
There's also a box on the left here if somebody still needs that.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, we're gonna want to open those.
No, it's.
Ah, it's rats.
I hate rats.
Maggots.
Oh, it's maggots this time.
Yeah, the funny thing is, it's hard to kill them with magic, but I hit them with my stick and they die.
Yeah.
Yep. 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 Yep.
All right.
Yep, yep.
We all
Everybody
manned
get
up.
at full health and full mana.
Are we
and
all
get
liquored up?
Your buff
I'm
food.
liquored up.
Get all liquored up and shoot anything that
Yeah,
moves.
she's a level
That's right.
51. This should be fun.
Yeah.
And she might, I think, can't remember if she fears or whatever bullshit she does, but she does some kind of bullshit. I don't remember what it is.
And she wail, whatever that is.
Probably a fear. Oh, it's a silence. She silences and there's nothing you can do about it, which is nice.
Well, she dies.
Eventually.
Yeah, she's going down.
I'm trying to hit the dispel magic I've got.
Well, I mean, that's not going to help anything until somebody's affected with a
Well,
magic
let's see.
thing. That's why, did you download Decursive?
Yeah.
Oh, I am charmed.
Ah, that's right. She takes over the people. She takes over
Means we
your
have to kill you, does it?
mind. Yeah. I'm charmed. Everybody's trying to kill me.
And we got
Okay.
gargoyles on top of it.
I think that's part of the
Oh, and
fight.
she's back.
Yeah.
I think you just gotta kill the gargoyles as quick as you can. And then go back to the boss.
I don't have a target.
Yes.
I
Okay.
need to target.
I'm starting to
You have
remember
no
now.
target. I'm trying to target. Oh,
Where'd she go?
I am
You're the target.
bound. Gagged and bound. Thank you.
Did she get through all of this? This is what I want to know.
Thank you.
I don't remember.
She's going to be dead here. Yay.
Well,
Yes.
and there's yucky stuff inside there, so don't go
There's a screeching
running
bow.
in.
Be a nice buff.
We
as a
have to
hunter.
go in. We need to go in there for quests, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But there's
So what
stuff-
happens when we go
No.
in? Looks green in there.
There's just mobs and
I think it's the
some
blacksmith.
sort of boss.
Should be the blacksmith.
Yeah.
Anyone going to take that bow?
No,
Okay,
I mean I have a hunter, but this ain't her.
I will dismantle it.
Make it into magic dust.
Magic.
Welcome to the world of illusion.
I don't have a target.
Woohoo.
Yeah, you need a
Got to
target.
wipe out the acolytes here.
Yeah.
Or not.
Okay. I don't know what is supposed to be in here, but it's not in here right now. Oh well. That's fine. Maybe it's later on in the future versions of the game that I'm thinking of. I don't even know. Can't remember. Cannot remember.
Where's the party now?
Blackguard swordsmith
Walk
slain.
this way.
So the blackguard swordsmith, is that what we were looking for?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he wasn't there apparently.
I do not see him either. He is supposed to be right here.
It's like, did we knock on a door or something or what?
Do we have any mailboxes we have to open up?
We
Go
need to
back
open
that way.
2 more, but I don't know where they are.
Haven't
They're
seen
throughout
them
the
yet.
whole dungeon. There's
don't
like
see-
several different places where
There's
you
a bunch
can...
of supply crates over here too, by the way. And we got cockroaches.
Nice.
Nice. Gotta love cockroaches.
I don't think I have the thing that makes the floor rumble in Resto. I think that is a Lemonental thing or a enhancement or something. I don't know. I don't have it.
Let's go look and see if
There's
that guy materialized after we left. Nope, he is not in here.
Ah, okay. Here we go. He's gonna show up
Where?
right here.
Aha! Excellent.
You decided to join us?
Okay,
Yeah,
what made
I had-
him
there
show
was-
up?
There was the plans were sitting on the ground. You had
Oh.
to activate the plans in order for him to come defend them.
Mm.
Well, that makes complete sense. Yay.
There's a box here that might have some bugs in it. Ah, that time it just had poison plague yuckiness.
Dang it.
Yuck.
Yep.
So can we take a quick bio again? My libation bladder's holding up.
Sure.
All right. Oh.
Woohoo.
Doobie doobie doo. So wifey has been having
I think I have to take puppy out.
Okay.
Wifey's been having fun being retired over the last couple of weeks since we've been back from our trip. She signed up for art classes, and she's been. I think we mentioned last time that she was going and watching naked people and drawing them.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so she signed us up to go to a wine tasting and kitty thing. It was like SPCA was going to be at a winery that's just up the road from us. And it's like you can go and play with the kitties and drink wine. So we got
that's
out there
nice.
yesterday, and it's like, where are the kitties? No cats to be seen anywhere. And finally, it's like, are we missing something? And they said, oh, kitties come tomorrow, meaning today.
Oh,
So we were already a whole flight of wine in at that point.
oh.
we just kind of stayed.
Yep.
It's like, okay, we never made it back out to see the kitties today, unfortunately. But yeah, that's okay.
That's all right. You can go see the kitties another day.
Yes, we can see the kitties some other
Kitty
time.
cat. Kitty cat. I have a kitty cat right here. I have a Valera kitty.
I don't
She's
have a
awfully
kitty
cute.
cat with me. I had my last stream on Thursday. I had Flap hanging
Yeah.
hanging out with me. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I have Miss Valera. She's saying, I'm better at this game than you guys. You're lucky I don't have thumbs.
Thank you all. I'm back.
I would pwn
All
your
right.
faces.
I'm waiting for Kurt.
Yep, he's got take Odie outside.
Oh, that's right.
That's what I should have said. I had to take my dog outside.
Dog duty.
They took the Odie pickle. The pickle.
Oh yeah. See how we doing? Let's see. I think we need a refresher on this.
I just heard the door go bang, so he should be
Sounds
up
like
here.
somebody's
Just a
coming
moment.
back.
Yep. Yeah. Yay! Good boy. A good doggy. He says, I know.
Sorry
No,
about
I
that.
am a
Dog
good
emergency.
doggy.
You know, those happen.
Yep.
I had a dog emergency.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Well, he was like, when the dog has a bladder issue, you do not wait. He
Exactly.
says, I need to go outside.
I mean, I'm grateful he's asking now. There was a couple of weeks there where he was just like, I'm just going to start going and you guys can just have
Do
to
you want me to
adjust.
shackle her?
Not yet. I think we can pull these 3 off to the left first.
Okay.
I have a target. He's right there.
I need to target something first.
You were right.
Woot.
Ooh, that's kind of fun.
Being
I got a
silenced.
new toy to play with. No, vampiric touch. So I got
Oh.
to play with that.
Oh,
one.
yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. That should probably be in every rotation.
Yeah.
That should be your starter.
Did you just level?
No. So
No,
let me.
he
I
got
just.
a new spell.
Yeah, I was just playing around and doing some stuff. So. Okay. I've reorganized.
Vampiric touch is
There's
really nice.
Yeah.
boxes to the left and right.
Yeah, let's get him. Tell him read what vampiric touch is so they know. I don't
Okay,
remember the
vampire.
quest spec.
It's 875 shatter damage over just under 16 seconds, and when you deal damage with Mind Blast, 10 party or raid members to gain 1% of their maximum mana per 10 second.
Yep.
So,
So it does damage and it helps us with mana management.
oh my
that's nice.
god, not that.
I think what it does in the current game is it puts your small, thingy of death on a target for you.
Yeah.
So it
Hey, I
does
got
all
some
that
holy
stuff,
water.
plus it applies thingy of death. Whatever that spell is called. I can't
That looks
remember
like another boss up in the
anything today.
in the
It
in
is.
the
Yep.
window.
Yep.
I'm going to choose
So,
that boss in the window.
do we want to take this wispy woman, or do we want to take that group on the left?
I want the group on the left first.
You could probably shackle the spider. I think he's an undead.
Okay, you
He's
ready?
undead.
I believe he is. I don't know. I don't
I'll shackle
remember.
the spider. Shackling now.
Yep.
Creeping.
Sheep.
That didn't work.
Yeah, you got to put it on one of the necromancers.
I did.
It didn't work.
Yeah,
Well,
he got hit with.
sometimes
He
they
got
resist.
damaged at some point.
Ah,
I hate
yeah,
it
he
when
might
they
have got hit
resist.
with shield, which is okay.
I need to target something first.
Okay. Yay.
Like, how dare you unhand me?
How very dare you, sir? Oh,
You got the. We got the
Whiskey
Banshee
Woman's
too.
in the fight.
Oh, not for long.
Yeah, tell her to shut up.
That's right. You,
Shut up,
up.
Banshee.
you don't say that to my friends.
There's another
Shut
supply
your
crate in the
mouth.
corner.
Yep.
Yep. You shut your mouth. Nobody asked for your opinion, Banshee.
Yeah, beetles.
Plagued insects.
She's going to release pretty soon.
Yep, and when she does, we'll kill her. Right in the face.
Kill her to death.
Yep.
You yell at me, I yell at you.
Yeah.
I don't have a target.
That's
There
right.
you go.
You taunt better than she does.
That worked out pretty good.
Yep.
You want me to get that bug shackled?
Yeah.
Necromancer number 1. Yep. Oh, he's sheeped. Okay.
I participated.
Whee!
And the spider spitting at us.
Oh, I was gonna explain. When you re-sheep or re-hex or whatever, when you re-crowd control something, it's always going to be a shorter duration. The
Oh,
second
yeah.
and third time is called diminishing returns.
Sorry about that.
No, don't. It doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. I'm just explaining that you shouldn't expect it to last as long as the first one because it just won't.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. It just
No,
means
I'm going to
it's
do
shorter.
it, but, it's like, I'll give it
Yeah.
a shot.
There's another
Great
crate in the
deal.
corner over there.
There's a box over here.
I'm done with the boxes.
Plague
so-
rat. You got your holy water?
Yeah, I do.
Cool.
Liquid gold. Complete.
Not to me. I still
Not me
need
either.
my holy waters.
Yeah, I've yet to find anything except bugs.
All right,
Yep.
so we got a new party
Bugs and
man up
poison.
here.
He's a spooter. He's a big ol' spooter. Spootering around. Undead scarab heading toward you now. You guys should kill that scarab. You don't want another one.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Oh, no, 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 no. Why? What the heck? What? How'd that happen? What? Okay.
How close do you want me to be to him? I'm right on top of him.
Oh, we got a screecher also.
Yeah, he joined the party.
There we go. That's what we wanted to see. Ooh. Plate, no good for me. I'm gonna pass on that Kelrog thing.
I need a target.
Nice one.
Summons an Eye of Kilrog and binds your vision to it.
I gotta drink.
Moves quickly, but is fragile. 1 minute. Nice party trick, but whatever.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
pretty much. Is there somebody in the back room that we need to deal with?
I don't think so. I think there's just some mobs in there to kill, but we can go look.
When have we ever
I don't
passed
remember.
on killing
The
mobs?
problem is, there are versions of these dungeons which are the old game, and then there are versions of them that appear later in the game that are different, and I can never remember what belongs to what.
Yeah.
Like, when did we get Strat again? There's 2 versions of it. I don't remember.
Well, to be honest, we'll probably get Strat again next time we play because we're getting too high level for anything but.
No, I'm talking about in the years of the game.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
it
yeah.
come back up in, let's see, Legion?
I was thinking Legion, but I
Yeah, I
don't
think it was part of the
remember.
class
Paladin class
requirements.
build.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But there were some slight changes to it. And I can't remember. Anyway, I don't remember anything anymore. I don't remember. I have no memory of this place.
Just remember, we're having fun.
We are.
That's not a memory I
99.
remember.
To a certain degree
Yeah.
of fun, to a certain definition of fun, we are having it.
Mhm.
Whoa! Just made it.
Oh, rats.
Yeah, I can't actually get through there.
Yeah, I gotta wait for
Yeah.
them to finish.
You gotta wait
Eating
for
on
the
the
rats to finish. The plagued insects. There we go. Yeah, we should have let Kurt through first so he could just arcane explosion all of them.
Yeah.
My
All
hologram
right.
did just fine.
But again, I forgot about that.
Might have shackled that woman?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Bat incoming.
Bat. Batty, batty, bat, batty, batty, bat, batty, batty, bat. 1, 2, 3. Batty, batty, bat, batty, batty, bat, batty, batty, bat. 1, 2, 3. Doing the batty bat.
Goyle gone. Gone Goyle. And Banshee is unreleased.
Oops.
Oh.
Oh gosh.
Hello.
That's right.
Hey guys, what's up?
They really don't like Kurt.
Oh, she releases fast, doesn't she?
Woohoo.
All right, good job, guys.
Time to drink. Uh-oh, still got one. Still got 2, actually.
That's because some shade came round,
Yep.
summoned them.
Now I can drink.
Again, good guy. Good going.
Let's sit in the pile of bodies and just have a beverage.
That's right. Slurp it down.
There's a box to the left and to the right.
Okay.
Boxes to the left to me.
Boxes to the right.
Packages to the right.
Here I am.
I'm stuck in the middle with you.
Okay.
I don't see any sheep here.
Oops.
You will in a minute. Okay, I have been plagued.
If it is sheepable.
No, you're
Well,
not.
you know, I like to
You're
keep
not
everything in
plagued
sheep shape.
anymore.
You cured the disease?
There's a box to the left as well.
Sheesh. There is one, yeah.
Yeah, I got to go back to shadow form, don't I? There I go.
Yeah.
Hey, I got my holy water. Woot! Nice.
Yeah, I mean, if it was in the south, it would be holier than thou water.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
Oh, God. Okay.
Oh, this is a tough area.
It's a tough
Yeah.
pull,
Yeah.
regardless.
Tell me if you want me to shackle something, and we'll do that.
I got a sheep right in lane. Do we want to put somebody in sheep shape?
We're gonna head right first, but
Okay, so nothing there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can take that one pretty much. Okay.
That was funny. My corruption didn't. It missed. It didn't hit it. It's like, what?
Let's take that winged bat thing when it comes by again.
yeah.
I hate those.
Why don't we try and shackle her?
Her?
The X on the other side of the fountain.
X.
Oh, okay. I can do that.
Yeah, I got holy water.
Yay.
Hey, here comes the bat.
Oh,
Ooh,
a whole bunch of them.
we got all kinds
Oh, we
of-
got some.
All right.
it's okay. We got it. Just be really serious about any runners in this sort of a situation. They'll go get their friends.
I haven't seen any runners so far.
I haven't either, but some of the humans might do it.
Just because they're that way.
Well, I don't think
Ooh,
undead
damn.
Hey,
ever
congrats.
run.
All right, we're gonna get that woman back now, real quick.
The idea is that the mobs that will run have to be alive. They have to have the sense that they are in danger.
Yep.
I don't think undead ever run, but humans do, and animals will.
Good job. Nice.
Hey, someone just shot my ass.
Yeah, we got
Oh,
the
there's-
spider guy on the other side here.
Spooder. Little spood guy. Little spood. Undead spood. The spood of the
target.
undead.
Target dead. Target has been
All right.
deaded.
That's
It
right.
Target has been unalived in the modern parlance. He has been deleted. Their pixels have been erased.
Yes.
There's a box over here on the left.
mean this one?
Yep.
Yep.
Rats.
Rat.
Rats.
Thinking rats.
All right, I'm gonna try and pull this spider guy. We might get the ghouls
You'll
on the
get the-
left, on the right.
Yeah, you might.
Yep, we're gonna get the ghouls on the right. I have to go to them.
Yeah, he didn't come after you because he's got a ranged attack.
Yep.
Yep. I'm gonna ding again. Very shortly.
Cool.
I'm a long way from ding-a-linging.
My ding-a-ling.
Ding a ding a ding.
My ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling, ding-ding-da-loo.
That's quite a different song than I was thinking of, but okay.
Yeah.
There's a box over there once we get this hall cleared out.
I'm sorry, did you want me to take that one down in a lock, or?
I was going to say that, and then I threw my shield, and apparently that changed what was going on. So I just said, "All right, scary. We'll just have to deal with it."
Yeah, okay.
Dealt with.
Sometimes when you throw a boomerang, you gotta deal with what it brings back to you.
I
There's a
wasn't
box
quite-
over here.
Well, I didn't intend to throw my shield. when I did, I just happened to accidentally push that button.
Yeah, well,
Well,
it
basically, you fat-fingered a Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
Woot.
happened. All right, Mage, go for it. Good job.
They started hitting you before you hit them.
Hmm.
How do you miss with an area of effect?
Wrong area.
I don't know. The same way the area effects don't hit us because we're the good guys. I feel
Is
like
he-
it's in the same area of stuff.
There you go.
Hey,
And
I'm
the
level
bad
50.
guys not have plot armor.
Yay!
He's got evasion. He's got the evasion power.
That's it.
All right. We're gonna get these.
Yay, I'm level 50. I'm level 50. Yay.
Yay!
Yeah.
Cool. Way to get these punks on the left.
Yep.
All the punks.
That's still recharging.
Okay.
That's 14 for me.
All right.
Yeah, it's yours.
Well, it could have been
You
mine
go ahead
too.
and put it on for our next fight.
Well, it's somebody else's. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
When we get these guys done, there's this box off to the left.
Okay.
Mhm.
Let me drink. And
Drink?
also, I'm going to check my. I'm going to check my. See what I should be using for my warlock here. There we go. Let's see. I think that I should be. It's got 3 there. Okay, 1 there. Curse of Exhaustion. Yes, of course.
Of course.
All right. I'm ready
Set.
to go.
Something back
am.
there's a very long name.
I'm good to go.
I don't have a target.
Surprised that didn't draw the boss.
Yeah, me too.
They might have set it up that way.
You mean being nice for a change?
Yeah.
That seems unlikely. I hate it when they're immune to my counter spells. Is he actually in an ice block?
No, that was me. Not by my volition, but yes. That was me.
And the door's open. Bracers I can't use.
Those are male
Bracers
bracers.
I can't use. Boots are an upgrade for 11.
21 for me.
Not
Take 'em.
me.
Not an upgrade? Okay.
Nope. Hey, there's some nasty guys around the corner. Oh, wait, though.
Probably a
Do we
good
need to
idea.
kill these guys? Because we could probably get through this dungeon if we skip extra mobs.
Okay, well, whatever.
I don't think we actually need to go in there, is my point. We've got
Okay.
the final boss just up ahead. We really could finish it tonight if we
Oh, that'd be cool. Huh?
don't get distracted. We got to open a box
Ooh,
though,
shiny.
over here
Squirrel.
Yeah.
for this box. This box is over here. Crap. Crappity
And we
crap.
haven't found the other post office boxes yet.
Yeah. But that's not a quest. That's just an extra boss that we can get. But to finish the actual dungeon, we've got to do this last little bit here. And we'll be back in here before. Well, I mean, we'll do it again. This is... I think we'll probably be in here at least once more.
Oh, yeah.
You want to sheep that guy across the way there, Kurt?
Which one? Oh, that
He's
one,
One
yeah.
behind the
throwing shadow
signpost.
bolt. Yeah. Thank you. He was throwing shadow bolts at my face.
How rude.
That was rude. Can't you see I'm trying to heal here, dude? I need your
I
distracting shadow bolts at my face.
got some important stuff going on.
And here you, Mr. Shadowcaster.
Bad Shadowcaster. No shadow cookies for you.
You are a cheap knockoff of the Stratocaster. There you go. Ha!
There's another box over there, too.
The living are here.
The way is shut. The dead made it. And dead keep it.
But I'm the king.
You're
One
the
of these-
king?
I am.
Surprised there's no bellboy in here.
No kidding. All right.
Okay.
Hey, there's a box over there.
Mm-hmm. And there's another one after the group of ghouls as well. Hopefully we'll get you guys' quest finished, because we're almost near the end of the dungeon. The fungin.
The fungin.
The onion-flavored dungeon.
There you go. Not everybody can have one of those.
Nope. We're special.
Spatial.
We're
We are
special.
spatial.
Spatial. 3D almost.
We're only 2D, but, you know, that's still spatial.
We're not bad. We're just drawn that way.
That's right.
We're not poor. We're just drawn that way.
You
All right, I'm going to open a
cannot
box.
go against nature, because
Oh.
when you do,
Grubs.
going against nature
hate-
is a part of nature too.
I don't like grubs.
Grubby grubs. Plagued maggot. Yucky. There's another box over here.
Ah, I have actually started taking damage to my armor.
Well, we're near the end, so
Who's going to open that box?
open
That's
that
great.
box.
I'll
There's a
open that box.
magistrate dude over here. I think he's somebody we have to kill.
Cockroaches.
Come and explode these cockroaches. Kaboom, kaboom. Kaboom, 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 cockroaches.
Cockroaches.
La cucaracha, running up and down the street.
Yeah. They're la cucarachas. For sure. For sure. Speaking of for sure, reminds you of Valley Girl, and I just read an article in the Washington Post yesterday about Frank Zappa's 4 kids are all, like, hating on each other.
Why?
Apparently money.
Well, yeah, that kind of happens, I guess.
You
I
get
had no
that
idea
mostly
that Frank
amongst people
Zappa
who-
was ever that successful, you know?
Oh, sure he was.
He was, but I didn't realize he was like a multimillionaire, I thought.
Are we going through this gate or are we going to the right?
We're
You guys
gonna
go
kill
right
this
over there.
we're gonna kill this mofo over here.
Mofo.
Yep.
Magistrate Bart.
Mofo.
Magistrate Bart. You're going
Barty.
down, Bart.
Barthelius.
Bartholomew.
Bartholomew.
Yeah, apparently Dweezil and Amit are mad at each other because of the show they used to host on MTV together. Like it's that long ago.
Wow.
And Moon Unit's not mad at anybody. Uh, but they're
Is she
mad at
even
her.
cognizant?
She's really cool. She's got her own embroideries that she sells online called Moon Units.
Oh, okay.
And Diva is like reading tarot cards online. I mean, they all sound like when they sold his catalog to, I think, Universal a couple of years ago, it was like 52 million that got split.
Well, I wish I
Not
could live
evenly.
on that,
I mean, I think the mom altered their trust so that Moon Unit and Dweezil only get 20%, and Diva and Amit
Yay.
both get 30
Our
each.
tank dinged.
But still, 20% of 52 million ain't bad.
Key to the city. I'm going to greed that.
Electricity.
Because I've always wanted to have a key to the city.
There's a
Sherlock got it.
box to the left.
There's
and
another
box
one on
to
the right over
right,
there too, and there's a treasure chest.
and a chest.
There's
Treasure.
2 boxes and a treasure chest.
And it's clothing.
Requires level 54.
Yeah, and it's only a 1% upgrade from when I get it.
That's
So,
why I said we'll probably be in here a couple times, because
yeah.
it covers a long range of stuff, and there's a lot of prizes to get in here. Does somebody still need holy water?
Yep.
Because there's a box. There's 2 boxes in this area. There's one where I'm standing.
Rats.
Kurt, did you get your holy water?
Yep.
Okay, so we just got Crow left. So this box over here is also available.
Which box? Where are you?
Where I'm standing.
Oh,
By
I
the
see it jumping up and
crazy
down.
tree.
All right.
Yeah, we're goats. We like to climb on things.
We do.
How come I never get any holy water?
I don't know.
Yoga.
You might have to wait till next time.
That's probably because I'm unholy, huh?
That's it. That's got
So
to
you're
be.
reformed Swiss cheese, is what you're saying.
Gouda.
All right, here we go.
I'm good to go.
Who got the key?
I did. No, I didn't.
It was Sherlock.
Sherlock got the key.
Yeah, but it's not opening anything, is it?
It's gate right here.
To the gate.
It's too far away.
Yeah.
Too far away. Okay, let's try this again.
I'm out of range.
It says, I am out of range. I'm standing right in front of it. How can I be out of range?
Why are you
Far
asleep?
away.
I'm not asleep.
It says you are.
I just stood up. It's not opening. For whatever reason.
Clicking on the key.
I need to get closer.
I right click on the key and then you put it on the gate, I guess?
Is there something else around here we need to unlock?
I'm out of range.
I mean, I'm not seeing anything to interact with.
Yeah,
No,
it says,
neither am I.
It says, it says out of range for everything.
Maybe there's a different door we have to go through.
No. Well,
I wouldn't have thought so, but... Is there like a lever you gotta hit? Off to one side?
I don't see it. Nothing
Huh.
around here.
It's too far away.
Nothing to see here.
It says the keys on the, well, it says, now, let's see. Right click.
I'm out of range.
Yeah, it just keeps telling me I'm out of range, even though I'm standing, like, face into the thing.
Yeah.
Ah, bummer. Ah.
Huh. Okay, yeah, we gotta go Because there's a last boss through there, isn't there?
Yep.
It doesn't actually do anything. According to the inner tubes.
Oh, you looked it up too? Key to the city?
Mhm.
Well, I just hit map and I can see where we're not going.
No, actually, it
Comments.
says the key to the city is the master key. It was required to open the east wall gate that serves as the entrance to the scourge-controlled eastern districts of Stratholme, as well as the gate between the King Square and Festival Lane.
We do have to go in and kill those
Belchers or
The other
whatever.
mobs. All right. Well,
Oh,
let's do
do
that.
we? Okay. Well, let's go do that then. Bummer.
Damn
Man, you
goats.
try to save a little time and be a little efficient, and the game goes, "Nuh-uh,
No, you're not going to be efficient.
forget it."
You must be
It's not happening.
insufficient.
Yeah. Well, if they must die, they must die.
If death must happen.
If we have to murder things, I guess we will.
We have to erase these stupid pixels.
That's all it took.
Guys are going down.
Yep.
Let's go back. Maybe that's the magic touch.
I hope there might be another boss
Hey, look,
behind
it's
us that we
open.
need to kill. Oh, we did. We got it open.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So the magic
Very
key is just for going in the back entrance.
Ah, yes, I remember now.
Yeah, that's all it's for. So if we want to
Uh,
go
Okay.
the back way.
There's a
I'm
lot
pretty
of
sure that's
really
what it
deadly
said.
shit right in here, so we gotta make sure we murder it. Highly deadly stuff here. And lots of it.
And as much as we can, like, isolate and...
Yeah. Pulling them back under the gate here is a great idea.
Yeah.
And interrupt that venom spit. Because that is it's a dot, I think, when it hits you.
Yeah.
So can we pull them all back this way a ways?
I think that he might be able to just get him to, like, throw a judgment or something and get him back here. But we should stay back here.
I'm not going anywhere.
That's right. I'm gonna wait here and murder. Bring us things to murder. Big slime on me. Get it off. Get it off. Ew, 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 ew. It's on my hoof. Gross.
Slimed all over you.
It's slime on my hoof. Yuck.
Yuck.
Just like Nickelodeon.
I've been spooged.
Yucky. Boo. Hey, there's more boxes in here.
That one is a supply crate.
Yeah, but it still does the liquid gold.
Yeah.
All right. Do I open the box? Or no, we're playing
Yep.
with this guy.
Yeah, we probably gotta kill
Gotta play
all
first.
this stuff in here first. This one.
All right, I'm going to open a box.
Okay.
I got holy water. Yay!
Yay.
that.
Is that everybody?
I believe
Good.
so.
Thank you, guys.
Mm. We didn't do the post office one, but we can do that next time. And there's a couple of other little special encounter bosses in here that we can be more specific and look for next time.
Well, also because we have the back door key, we can go a different direction too.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that's what he said.
I mean,
But
what are we doing? Well, we've decided to go in the back door this evening.
yeehaw.
We're backdoor men?
Do 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 do. Oh, he splatted all of us. Yuck.
He did. Jerk.
Yikes.
There's. Oh, we don't need the box anymore. Okay, got it.
We're done.
we going to
We're
the left
done
or
with
right?
boxes.
We're
We gotta
boxed
kill all
in.
these dudes out here.
Okay.
Yeah, if you don't kill them, don't they like come in after you during the boss fight?
Yeah, I can't remember what happens, but it's not
I
good.
seem to remember it's not pretty.
They're already dead. They're used to it. Don't feel bad.
That's a false alarm. You get a lot of those around here, especially when you're on the right track.
That's right.
Oh, no, you're not.
What's all this spooge stuff here?
It's yucky bile sign. Yucky.
Stuff that I just wanted to make you ask that question.
Blech. You don't want to know what it is.
Probably
Just
not.
don't get it on your hoofs.
Yeah, just scrape it right off.
Snot.
It's not important.
Snot's
It's
pretty.
not important.
Keep telling me I'm
Seriously?
too far away.
Wee-hoo.
I'm assuming all those green numbers I'm seeing with the pluses are good for us.
Those are my heels.
Ah, here comes Ramstein.
Rammstein.
Stein.
Rammstein's the Golja.
Shouldn't we be singing about America?
Mm-mm.
Either that
No,
or
we
a
should be
German Air
singing-
Force base.
We should be
Oh.
singing Du hast.
Du hast. Du hast nicht.
Du hast nicht.
We've also got, yeah. I mean, this guy's made of so many different people that does killing him count as mass murder?
Come
Yes.
on,
It
parts
doesn't
is
matter
parts.
because he's already dead.
Yes, parts is parts. I like the dude that's hanging off his neck.
Yeah. It's mini-me.
He's just like keeps flailing around over there.
Burn, burn. Come on, Kurt. You gotta sing it. Fire, 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 fire.
Yeah,
You're shooting fire.
I shoot. I
I
cast fireball.
There we go.
Got a sword?
Neither one for me, but they look
And a
good
shield.
for our tank. Yeah.
Look at that.
Ooh.
And
Shield,
here come
shield.
all the
Hey.
friends.
All of the friends that you ever wanted are yours today.
Yay.
Okay, now what happens?
I don't know.
There's still a
Who
guy to
dares
kill on
disturb
the
our master?
Got these
inside.
guys coming out.
Ah, yes, that's right.
They all come out and go, what the
This is like the
hell?
Lord of the Rings. It's got multiple endings.
You woke us up. Ding.
Just popped.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good time to pop.
I feel like corn.
Oh, blood for
With
the
a
blood
K?
god, the skull throne.
Corn with a K.
That's right.
Okay, is he gonna come out to us, or do we have to go into him?
No, we gotta go
I
downstairs.
don't remember.
He doesn't go anywhere.
Essence
Essence
of
of
undeath.
undeath.
He's like, nah, I'm not going. I'm not going.
That's an
anywhere."
alchemy.
He wants to stay inside and play computer games, and here we are, busting
Yeah,
into
before we
his house.
go, drink up.
Yep.
Ugh.
All right. So
All
we're
right.
going into another one of these houses here.
Yep.
I am ready.
All right. It's time to party.
Let's party. Go party with the Baron.
Maybe
Daughter
one of us
house.
will walk out with a horse.
That'd be cool.
That's just up the stairs, guys.
Isn't that a
Oh, we
pally
lost
thing?
a person.
Yeah.
Come down the stairs.
Coming down. Wait, I'm going up. Why am I?
You're locked out.
Shit.
Uh-oh.
How do I get in?
You
You
don't.
can't.
Down a DPS.
Okay.
When we wipe, you'll be able to get in.
Thank you. Nice to know.
We're doing this just for you, I should point out.
All right, let me get my.
Well, this is bogus. I wanted to see this fight.
Well, you'll see it again.
You'll get to see it.
Corey, hit your gift to the Naru, please. Thank you. Please remember you have a health stone.
Sherlock, there you go. Come on, bud. There you go.
I am out of
Good.
mana.
Yeah. Peep, you need mana too.
16%, we're okay. 9%, we got him.
God, it feels so useless.
That happens
Yay.
when you get locked out. Woohoo, we got him.
I hate it when that happens. That has happened to me, and I do not like it.
It's not fun, that's for sure.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, it's okay. It happens.
took the wrong turn.
Yep. Sometimes these little places can be confusing.
Well, that was
No,
my
we
bad
got the
for
bag.
running forward as well and not making sure we were all in the room.
I have Sandals of the Sorcerer.
I got Sandals of the
Sandals?
Sun.
I got sandals, wrist guards of the sun.
There's a
Woohoo.
dagger out there. If you guys don't want it.
Well, if you're not gonna take it, and I'll take it.
Yep. I don't
I'll
need
take it for appearance.
Okay, and then we can turn
Noggin.
everything in.
Yes. And they're gonna say thanks for killing that dude because he really got on our nerves. And we'll say you are welcome, sir. Now give us money.
Yeah, and there's nothing here that I can currently use. Let's see.
Exactly.
Relic.
They're all relics.
Yeah. Improves haste by 5%. That sounds like what I could use. Little haste action. We'll take that one.
Level 50. You can make feature unlocked glyphs, mirror image, wizardry.
Be careful.
What does this guy have? Men have been against
Only 10 more levels to
domination.
flight.
Be careful.
I guess I ought to be like trying to make money.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all need some money for flight.
I've only got like 60 gold, so it's gonna be a while.
I think the first level is not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's less than 1,000 all around. I think it was like 500 or something when I did it.
Yeah. It's not too bad, but you definitely need to pay attention to like your gold savings.
Well, I gotta
But
try
you can
gold
go
making.
farm money on other tunes.
Okay. So I've turned on all my quests. I guess I'm just gonna spark out of here.
Okie dokie.
Teleport out of the dungeon.
Did you turn in all these guys over here?
I got all 5 of them.
There's a portal that you can take as well.
Yeah.
Well, I'm back here in Stormwind, so
Groovy dude.
yeah. Well, that was fun.
Yeah, it's
We
a
got-
fun one.
Yay.
We got 2 of them done tonight. That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I teleported, this is fun. I teleported back to Stormwind to the alchemy shop where I can finally buy mastery in alchemy
There you go.
because it's level 50.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I can't actually use the portal, so I'm going to.
I can't either. I don't know why, but
I think
Oh,
it's
well.
just for effect.
we got a Hearthstone just for that sort of thing.
So I can get some more glyphs now because I'm 50.
Me too. It's a fun one. It's a little long, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
good.
it won't be as long
value.
next time because we won't have to open all the boxes because we'll have that quest done.
And I'll be able to help on the end one. Sorry, guys.
That's what you think.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah. I'll just stand off to the side and watch.
It happens.
All right.
It just happens sometimes.
That's it. Let's see. Which glyphs do I want to buy?
So we're all back next Sunday, right?
As far as I know.
Everyone good? Okay. If I don't see you before the next time I see you, have a good day, have a good afternoon, have a good evening, and I will see you soon. Thanks for stopping in. Love you. Bye.